All right, we are going to do part 2 of our Unit 3, Day 4 notes. It is the connection of Boxplot and normal model. So we're going to superimpose a Boxplot on top of the normal model. Now, I want you to keep in mind that in the middle of the box is that 50%. Okay, so let's think about how far does that go out? Well, you know that from 1 standard deviation down to 1 standard deviation up, that's 68% of the data. So that's interesting because that means that middle 50% is not quite 1 standard deviation out. So keep that in mind. So we can actually find exactly how far the 25th percentile, because Q1 is going to be at that 25th percentile. So let's go Desmos that and do 25% to the left. So that, of course, is going to look like this. Okay, so we're going to go normal, standard normal model, 25% left. And voila, there we have our Q1's z-score. It is located 0.67 standard deviations below the mean. So whatever the context is, but that's not a completely full standard deviation, but 0.67 standard deviations below the mean. All right, so guess what Q3 is going to be? Now, it's in the 75th percentile, okay? So it has 25% above it, also known as 75% below it. It has 75% to the left. So do you know what it is before I even math it? It is symmetrical, so it's going to be the positive version of that, a positive 0.67. All right, so there are your z-scores. That's how many standard deviations away Q1 and Q3 are from the mean. So now that we have those z-scores, I now can put context to it. So here we go. So this problem was about the average miles per hour of cars driving past John Bill's house, okay? And I'm going to use the normal model with 23.84 and standard deviation of 3.56. Those are miles per hour. So the first question is, so we're finding, so let me show you what we got here. Let me walk you through this without showing it all to you at one time. Let's see. All right, so we've got the Q1 that we want to find first. You do not have to do a picture that is that detailed, okay? So we've got Q1. So here's what's happening. I have a z-score of negative 0.67. I am finding the context value of Q1. So I put a Q1 in place of X, minus the mean over the standard deviation. Now you do algebra to solve for that Q1, okay? And when you do, you get 21.45 miles per hour. Next, find the median. Well, because of symmetry, the mean and the median are the same. So it is 23.84 miles per hour, no work needed. So now for the Q3, we're going to do the same thing we did for Q1, but the z-score is a positive 0.67, not a negative 0.67. And we're going to do the algebra, and there's what we get. The last thing wants the IQR, which do you remember that IQR is Q3 minus Q1. So I just take the Q3 and the Q1 that I've just found, and I subtract them, and I get 4.78 miles per hour. Okay, I got Cookie here, our pumpkin. Cookie's outside barking. She's always barking. And so she gets Cookie going, or Pumpkin going. Anyway, so here is your number 5. It's about ACT scores. Same process. So I'm not going to go through those. I'm going to just let you study what I had done on the notes. You can either pause it right here or pull up the notes key. And then, of course, the last one is another problem about miles per hour. All right, so that is how the part 2 of how you relate and find the Q1 and the Q3, the IQR, with using the normal model. Okay, so I hope that helped for you, and you can now do pages 30 and 31 in your homework to practice that.